I'm here today to go through one of the biggest mistakes I see people making when it comes to muscle building or fat loss, which guarantees failure before they even start, especially around this time of the new year. I've gone from 110 kilograms, bloated, lazy, and just fat, and with no tolerance for any cardiovascular endurance, down to 95 kilograms. And I've done this through a simple framework that I'll be sharing with you in this video, and it's also linked in the description below. But before that, in order to understand the biggest mistake that people make around this time of year, we need to understand the nature of setting goals around the new year, especially when it comes to fitness. I'm guilty of this as well, but everyone wants the results fast. You want to lose the weight now, don't you? You want to gain the muscle as soon as you can. Because we have this idea of wanting the results fast, of wanting the change to happen very quickly, the average person tries to change too quickly into the version of themselves they want to become. And they attack their goals with everything they have. They decide one day that they're going to just go to the gym 6 days a week. They're going to get their eating in check, and they're going to do cardio on top of that and lose the weight while building muscle, all in the next 3 months. And our hope for a quick change, for a quick fix in our lives to suddenly bring our fitness in check, that's exactly where we screw up. The thing is, it's human nature. Of course you want the results fast. You don't want to suffer for any longer than you have to. You want the most efficient way of getting there. And that's why we put all this effort into the new year, into our New Year's resolutions at the start of the year. In the end, the brightest flame burns the fastest. If you try to make these drastic changes in your life, going to the gym 6 days a week, eating clean, and also doing cardio, it's a mental overload and it's too much for you to handle. In the following 2 or 3 weeks where you start to run out of motivation, these habits, they don't stick, and you eventually start to think that it's too much and you just give up on trying. Because the truth is, these things, they take time to implement into your lives. If you're planning to run, you can't just start doing 5Ks every single day. You have to slowly build up to that point. And if you're 21 years old like me, you've had 21 years of building up these bad habits. So you're used to just snacking on things, of not really thinking about what you eat, and not really exercising intentionally. They're just the normal habits that you do every single day. Motivation will always run out. To prevent yourself from falling back into these old habits, you need a slow and steady approach, which I'm going to introduce in this video, which helped me lose all the weight and gain all the muscle that I have so far. And the first thing you need to do, believe it or not, instead of setting these crazy goals of going to the gym 6 days a week, is to dial it back. You need to cut back the gym sessions to 3 days a week and do a routine that is simple and is proven to work. If you want a program that I've personally used to build all my muscle and shred the fat, I've left a link in the description so you can get that for free. By only hitting the gym 3 days a week, this lets your body get accustomed to the routine of going to the gym. It also lets you mentally just fit it into your schedule. And by doing this, it'll build your consistency and build your form better because you'll have more time to invest into those sessions. Now with cardio, those of you trying to lose weight, you're going to do the exact same thing. So you're going to start with 3 days a week of cardio. Now, if you've never done cardio before and you want to use one of the machines in the gym after your workouts, or maybe just going to the machines in the first place, you're going to start with 10 minutes of steady state cardio. So starting with 10 minutes, you're going to do that 3 times a week, and you're going to slowly increase the intensity and the time over the separate weeks. So for example, if you're using the treadmill, you can start at 10 minutes of 4 kilometers per hour at 0% incline, and then next week do 15 minutes of maybe 5% incline at 4 kilometers per hour, or adjust the speed depending on if you feel challenged or not. The key is you need to feel challenged from the cardio machine and slowly build it up over time so you can build your cardiovascular endurance and lose the fat. And by slowly building it on to your existing routines in your life, you'll be building it as a passive habit and not something that you dread, something that you have to put a lot of effort towards. And if your form of cardio is just walking around, you might want to start with around 5,000 steps every single day for a week, and then just build it up from there. So 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, all the way up to 10,000 steps a day if you can. And lastly, for those of you attempting to eat healthier, this can be challenging. But a good way to approach this is to understand the calories and the macros of the things that you already eat in your life. Carbs are to fuel your muscles, protein is to build your muscle after you've broken it down, and fats is to support your hormones and your joint health. By weighing your food and tracking it online to see the macros that you have in your food that you already eat. For example, if I'm having chicken thighs with sweet potato, I'll get my food scale out and weigh how much chicken thighs I'm having and how many sweet potatoes I'm having. So for example, this can look like 100 grams of chicken thighs, protein, calories, macros. just Googling that, and you'll be able to see how many calories the chicken thighs are, how many calories the sweet potato is, and how many carbs and protein and fats that this all has. And through this, you'll be able to get a rough idea of how many calories you're eating and slowly build the understanding of calories, macros, and protein in the background of your mind, and understanding how many calories you get every single day, how much protein you get every single day, and adjust it according to your own goals. With these slow and consistent efforts, instead of just attacking the fitness goals you have with all your effort and then burning out in 3 or 4 weeks, you can actually slowly build these as consistent habits in your life. You don't just do these things for like 3 months and then just give up. You do these things for life. So slowly building them up as habits in your life, as things that you just naturally do, like brushing your teeth or washing your face or eating breakfast in the morning. These things will slowly start to change your life. And if you want all of this in a succinct training plan, I've linked it in the description below. You can just click on the first link. It'll take you to a program where I've outlined all of this, because I understand how hard it is to develop these things at the start of your fitness journey. And I spent years waffling around. And look, I used to make the same mistake exactly like you. I would reach the new year and I would tell myself I'm going to change. And then when I wouldn't see results in about 2 or 3 weeks, I would just give up because I didn't really have a plan. I didn't know if I could even do it in the first place.